These days we have so many different ways to read books. Someone could read them to us, we could get a Neuralink implant, or we can get a Kindle. But wait, what's a Kindle? In all seriousness, I got a Kindle for Christmas, and in today's video I'm going to be basically sharing if it is worth it to get a Kindle in 2023. And I'm someone who didn't just get it. I waited like an entire year, watched review videos, thought about using my laptop, thought about using my phone. So like always, I'm gonna be dividing the video into 3 sections because like I always say, who doesn't like the number 3? The first section is gonna be about the positives, the second section is gonna be about the negatives, and the last section is gonna answer, is it worth it? So the biggest thing that was an advantage for me with the Kindle was the grippiness of it. And I don't mean like the physical grippiness of it that it won't fall. What I mean by this is a concept I learned recently on the Bookworm podcast. So let's say you wanted to form the habit of reading every night. If you're going to read, for example, something like a book, then you might not become distracted because of social media, Instagram notifications, YouTube notifications. All of these things are distractions. So this makes something very slippy. Sorry, I meant to say slippery. And what I found for myself with the Kindle was that at night when I wanted to get reading, I found it very easy to be able to read for hours and hours and hours. When I used to do it on my phone or with a book, I would become distracted with things. For example, I'd get a YouTube notification about someone that commented on my post. Thanks guys, I appreciate it. So with things like books and your phone and stuff, you can't really go and read in the shower, can you? Okay, all jokes aside, I wouldn't be reading in the shower or in the gym, but still, what I've noticed is when I take the Kindle out and I sit anywhere, I'm not worried if it will get squished or if it will get broken. You know, I can sit down and actually just enjoy and know that it will last. It's like a Nokia phone. But all I'm saying is, it is a durable product, and that's quite the beauty of it for me. Now, lastly is the idea of convenience, right? It's just this quote that I read in Jocko Willick's book, between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a hideous dream. And what that basically means is, before the idea of starting to read and getting there is like the most challenge that you'll get. It's the idea of flattening out or lessening the friction of doing that. That's why with my YouTube videos, I've got everything set up so that if I want to create a YouTube video, if I want to get into that habit of creating every week, all I do is I just press record and then I start recording. It's as easy as that. So the biggest thing that bothered me with the Kindle was, wait, let me just go get something quickly. So if I were to be able, or if I liked this book and I thought that it could help someone, obviously I'd be able to lend it to them, and rightly so. I mean, it's my property, it's my book. I can give it to anyone I want to, right? Now with the Kindle, you can't do that. And let me just explain what I mean by this. So I read a good book and I really wanted to share it with my dad. And usually when I have like a physical book, I just hand it to my dad and say, listen dad, read this book, you're gonna love this. And it really gives me a lot of fulfillment to be able to lend the book to someone else. And that ties in nicely with my second point, is you need to pay for everything twice, right? So I know this is quite stupid, but I had the impression that if you bought the Kindle, you get all of the books for free. And those of you guys who are laughing at me now, I know you thought the same thing. We all know there's like the elephant in the room, that a Kindle is not cheap. It's like a couple of $100. And with a couple of $100, I worked out I could have bought myself 10 to 15 books. It just pisses me off a bit that I needed to buy the Kindle and I need to buy the book. I mean, just give me at least 10 books for free. I'd be fine with that. You know, that's not a bad idea, Amazon, if you're listening to me. But shit, there goes all my future sponsorships. And the last idea is, I know this sounds stupid, but the idea of charging the Kindle. I know some of you guys might resonate with this as well. You know, with a book, you never need to charge a book. I mean, there's something wrong with your book if you need to charge it. But like, I don't want to one day show up and then my Kindle charger is lost and then I can't read. I mean, what's the point then of having something that you need to take everywhere? To be honest, I wish it was something that I wouldn't need to charge all the time. So finally, we reached the question, is the Kindle worth it? And the answer to that is yes and no. So let me explain. Who isn't the Kindle for? Who is not meant to buy the Kindle? And my answer to that would be anyone who doesn't have $300. So hear me out. If you've got a phone or an iPad or something similar, even a laptop, you can just download the Kindle app and you'll be able to get all the benefits for free. Also, like a great tip, if you have an iPad, go and buy the paper like screen protector or whatever, and by doing that, you've got yourself basically a Kindle, right? And for someone who does have $300 to spend, and I'm not saying this arrogantly, the idea of small chunks of productivity. If I were to be reading that extra 2 minutes that the Kindle will be able to give me, where I wouldn't be able to read a book, that convenience I spoke about, then that extra bit might make me $1 million. You never know. But the reason why I like it so much, and I would say it's right for someone, if you could get that extra marginal bit of return from it, or that extra utility from it, and it might help you read some extra books a year, then, you know, I found it to be worth it. Anyway, so if you'd like to watch any of my other videos or subscribe or whatever, the links are going to be up here and up here. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.